lesson 16, Kriya. After Dauti, Vashti, Neti, we now have Trataka. Chapter 2 of the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, chapter 2, Sutra 31. Then Trataka is described. Look with fixed eyes without winking at a minute object with concentration till tears are shed. The teachers call this Trataka. So, this is what people do. This is a relatively innocent Kriya exercise if you do it literally. Some people put a candle in front of their face and they stare at the candle for 10 minutes, 15 minutes without blinking. Or with a needle on a thread, dangling the needle in front of the eyeball. It's a little bit dangerous, but not allowing yourself to blink. Very interesting, maybe. Meditating on a flame can be very nice. I've tried it also. I liked it in a way. But that's not Trataka. There is a coherence between asana practice, Kriya as a bridge, and then energy control. Now there are two inconsistencies if you take the Kriya text literally. If you take the Kriyas literally, there is no bridge at all. There is no function, connection, or connecting function between asana and energy control at all. But if you look at the Kriya exercises on their own, there is no logical build up. If you compartmentalize them and follow literally the text, there is no logic built up, there is no coherence, there is no systematic approach. However, it looks different when we approach it in the way that we do. Remember, the function of Manipura Chakra is eyesight, but here, eyesight, look with fixed eyes to, what does it say? A minute object. Side note, without winking, this text was translated by a Dutch person from Dutch to English. And Dutch people sometimes make very funny mistakes. You're not supposed to wink. You know what winking means, right? But the translation actually should be blinking. You blink when you do that every few seconds without even knowing. You blink your eyes. But what is the added value if you keep your eyes open for an extended period of time without blinking? There's no practical value here. Looking with fixed eyes at a minute object without blinking is the start of meditation. The fixed object is nada. The eyes are not the physical eyes, it is your mental concentration. So you're not watching something, you are observing, not with your physical eyes, but with your internal eyes. And it looks like this. We start with Dauti, Shiva in, Shakti out, Shakti in, Shiva out, Neti, exploring Ajna Chakra, you find nada, and then Trataka. Nada, fixed eyes means no distraction allowed. So every time, I put this on the board several times already because this is crucial for meditation. To learn meditation, this is Trataka. Fixed eyes or fixed object, which is nada, without blinking. Blinking represents distraction. Not your physical eye blinking, but any kind of thought, any kind of emotion, memory. Meditation is only possible if you start controlling the mind activity. It's not about not thinking, because thinking will always happen, even in the most advanced meditator. But it is how you deal with it that makes the difference between meditation or no meditation. Most people are not aware of their thought processes. It's subconscious thinking. As a meditator, you start to observe the subconscious thought flow. When you notice a thought, internally you say to yourself, no, go back to nada. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, another thought comes. With a feeling, with an emotion, with a memory. Somehow, some way, some thought pops into your mind again. Usually this is subconscious, not anymore. You notice the thought and you decide, you determine to go back to nada. Now in the beginning that's a little bit restless because you are not trained to do this yet. You're not skillful at it yet. But if you do this on a fairly regular basis, just like training your muscles, you train your mind. And it becomes a very natural process that is not restless. On the contrary, it makes you very deeply sattvic. So simply start. You've already done it actually from lesson 1. This is Trataka. I'll tell you something else. You concentrate on the minute object with concentration till tears are shed. When you concentrate on nada, you will notice that your eyes literally become wet. Have you noticed? Even if I meditate only 5 minutes or 10 minutes, when I'm done, I always have to wipe my eyes. It's not a ritual that I'm doing this. My eyes always become wet. When you concentrate, your eyes become moist. You find it back in this sutra. Concentrate until tears are shed. The teachers call this Trataka. Like the previous mention of the Guru or the Siddha, there is another little hint under the surface that says this is something that needs to be learned from an initiated person. Not from a book. You read the book, you take the text literally. In some cases, it actually becomes harmful, especially with Dauti and Vashti. Even Neti, if you, instead of a Neti pot, you follow the instructions, you use a cord, it's harmful. Trataka is not so harmful at all. Looking at a burning candle, dangling a needle in front of your eyes, that can be a little bit dangerous if you're not careful, but relatively innocent compared to the other ones. But it doesn't make sense, no coherence. Now it starts making sense. There's a logical build-up that not only leads you to energy control, the next two Kriya exercises are more focused on Shiva and Shakti in and outflow. But after introducing first the concept of energy control with Dauti and Vashti, it then cultivates the tool that is required to control energy. Energy follows thought. So you must cultivate thought control before you can actually steer the energy to where you want it to be. So the Kriyas have helped you to become familiar with energy, then it helps you to nurture or to cultivate the power of thought. And the next step is the final step towards actual pranayama or energy control, which you will learn next week. Not energy control yet, but the final, there are actually 3 final kriyas. I will explain how that is possible next week. The pranayama will be introduced in lesson 19 the week after. That's it. Child can do it actually. Actually, I say it jokingly, but for a child this is easier than for an adult. Because children are totally innocent and open-minded. As adults we become skeptical and non-believers and what have you, especially when it comes to subtle matter. But actually, really, child can do it. It's based on the power of imagination. And children, you may know, have a very vivid imagination, very vivid fantasy. If you have fantasy, this is easy. Okay, that's it.